Before we jump in, let's be real. This podcast contains jokes, laughter, and a whole lot of real talk. Yes, we cover serious crimes. Yes, we add a little humor, but never, and I mean never, at the expense of the victims or their families. If you're sensitive, easily offended, or the type to clutch your pearls every time someone laughs during a true crime story, this may not be the podcast for you. But if you like your true crime with a little bit of spice, a lot of honesty, and just enough petty to keep it fun, welcome to Melanin Mysteries, baby. Let's get into it. Hey there, my lovers of mystery, drama, and messy behavior. Welcome back to Melanin Mysteries, the place where we give true crime a little edge, a little attitude, and a whole lot of black, not so much excellence. But we are the podcast that dives headfirst into the seriously, and did that just happen, of black true crime. Now, every now and then, someone comes along who makes you raise an eyebrow, and not just because they're fine. Like Andre Neverson, yeah, he was that type. He was light skinned, bald, built like he had a membership at Betrayal Fitness. And at first glance, it looked like some family drama, some whispers of tension, a little bad blood. But before the day was over, it became clear that this wasn't just your average sibling spat. Then came a second tragedy, a woman from his past, gone. And just like that, what started in Brooklyn turned into a 16-year game of catch me if you can. We're talking murder, manipulation, and a man who stayed steps ahead of the law longer than most folks keep a gym membership. Let's get into it before Andre tries to disappear again. And before I forget, this case was a listener suggestion. Thank you, Chloe. I'm your host, Tiffany.
Appreciate you, Chloe. And I'm your co-host, Willie. Let's go.
So it's just another busy afternoon. Your son calls to make sure you're still coming to his basketball game. Of course, you're his biggest cheerleader. Just need to do a few things before you can leave out the house. And damn, here comes your crazy ass brother bitching again. He has just been on one lately. It is literally driving you crazy. So he busts into your room, and just as you turn around, gunshots go off. Patricia C. Neverson was born October of 1962 in Trinidad and Tobago to her parents, Irene Neverson and Denzel Humphrey. She had several siblings, and Patricia grew up on the island before moving to the U.S. for a better life at 22. So she settled in Brooklyn, New York, and Patricia was a single mother. She had a son, Kim Neverson. I did see in one article that she had a daughter, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. But Kim said about his mom, due to her upbringing, she would always say, quote, she always wanted to show us that if you wanted something, you just had to push towards it and don't let anyone tell you that you can't do it. So Patricia, she worked as a nurse at Brooklyn Methodist Hospital, and she was very close to her family in general. But she and her younger brother Andre, they shared a special bond.
Okay, so let's talk about Andre. Andre A. Neverson was born May 5th, 1964, also in Trinidad and Tobago. Ain't that where what's her name from? Rihanna?
No, she's from Barbados.
Oh, well, who from Trinidad?
Nicki Minaj is Trinidadian.
Oh, okay, man. I'm sorry. Man. I thought she was from East Cleveland. Okay, anyway, but he was born to the same parents as Patricia. We said they were siblings. Anywho, it looks like Andre moved to the U.S. in the 80s as well, and we aren't sure as like the time line, but it appears that most of the family also relocated as well. Andre was described as highly intelligent. He worked as a DJ in nightclubs. That's her second DJ named Andre.
Oh, it is. It sure is.
Exactly. And had a bodybuilder physique. He stayed with several women in his roster. Okay, okay. So we about them girls. It looked like he tried to settle down twice, but it didn't seem to be his speed. He got married to Judy Mitchell in 1986 and then again in 1987 to Deborah Bethel. So that was like 1 year later. Jeez. So they were married for like what, 5 months?
I
80,
guess.
yeah, jeez. Guess that didn't work out. But he said, look, that it is what it is, and it is said that he has several children by several different women. And Andre, he had a horrible temper. They said that dude temper was like that. He lacked impulse control. See, that's what got him caught up in 1993 when he and one of his girlfriends got into it. We don't know if the argument turned physical or not, but they say it was serious enough for the woman's uncle to get involved. And that's when Andre went too far. You know what he did? He shot the uncle 5 times. Yes, 5 times. Andre ended up being charged with second-degree attempted murder and criminal possession of a weapon in the second degree. He was sentenced to 5 to 15 years in prison. That'd be crazy though. Like you shot the dude 5 times. You were trying to unalive this dude, and they gave you from 5 to 15 years. I don't know. That's just be weird to me. So, in 1997, he appealed his conviction and claimed ineffective counsel. And actually, the Supreme Court affirmed the ruling, but Andre was paroled after just 5 years on October 31st, 1998. So on Halloween, they let him out. They're like trick or treat. And he did something, and he violated parole, and he was deported back to Trinidad in 2000. Now, while Andre was locked up, he had come into some money. So they say he won like $20,000 in the settlement from an accident that he was involved in. They say he called Top Dog Law, put the dog on him. Anyway, something to do with an ambulance. So I guess either he got hit by an ambulance or something. We don't know. So I wonder if he was driving his car, he was crossing the street. Anywhere it go, he was struck by ambulance, called Top Dog Law. He got $20,000. So since Andre was locked up, he obviously
He
couldn't.
did not call Top Dog Law.
He called Top Dog Law. Look, everybody called Top Dog Law. I'm going to do a commercial using him for Melanin Mysteries. Oh, I can only imagine it. We you know what? Let's move on. So he gave it to Patricia because again he was in jail. $20,000. That's a lot of oodles and noodles, summer sausages and tuna packages. So he gave it to Patricia for safekeeping. They mutually agreed to invest the money. And the investment was a $370,000 house in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, and Patricia will repay him his money over time. So back then, geez, that's
I
a
was
lot
gonna say
of
that had to be a big ass.
that
Well,
was
I
a
don't
big
know because
house.
it's in New
75
York, so
that's like almost a $2 million house now, if I'm not with inflation and interest and property tax. I mean, property going up. That's a lot of money.
it is. So while Andre is locked up, like we said, him and Patricia, they're really close. Patricia was like driving back and forth every weekend, every single weekend, 6 hours round trip to see Andre. And she kept money on his books. And then she also kept his bitches on the schedule so he wouldn't cross paths, come on the wrong weekend, cause a commotion. She did all that. She was the
Mm,
wrangler of the hoes.
she
So,
is a good woman.
yeah, no.
Sorry.
So after Andre is out of jail, he and gets deported, Patricia can't have her brother just out there. So she gets some friends together and they come with about $10,000 and they get Andre a fake Jamaican passport so he can make his way back to the US. And he was able to get back in coming through Canada. Now,
Mm.
when he gets back to
The
the States,
51st state.
don't. Now, when he gets back to the States, he already has a home waiting with Patricia, of course. And it was his money that made the down payment on the house. So remember, like he went home. So, like we said, Patricia and Andre they had an agreement. Patricia was going to pay Andre back, but then Andre he didn't really want the money. He had big dreams. He wanted to own real estate. But sir, there's a problem with that. You
What's
are
the
now an
problem?
illegal citizen, and you here on fake papers. You can't have shit in your name.
Call ICE.
I don't
Call
know.
ICE.
Yeah, he could. This couldn't be the day because they would have been snatched that nigga up.
Oh man.
Um,
Hey, look, they would have found him quicker than the police. That's
I'm telling you, he had now, not well, we already foreshadowed in the beginning, but baby, let's just say he wouldn't have been missing for 16 years, not in this day and
not
age.
at all. No.
So Andre's pissed off about this. He wanted what he wanted, and instead of him just being chill about it, he wouldn't let it go. He starts to take his frustrations on everybody around him, especially Patricia.
So July 8, 2002, it's around 10:30 p.m. and Crown Heights Police Department get a 911 call. They dispatch an officer to 1669 Carroll Street for a non-emergency call. It came across as a 1046, which is usually just non-emergency, possibly need of assistance. The police get to the house and they are likely thinking like it ain't no big deal. We just need to get in here. Maybe the person wasn't able to get to the door so they can get inside the house. It's completely dark, right? So an officer is walking through the house and he sees a TV light on in the back room. He's calling out like, "Hey, anyone here? Anyone here? Can you hear me?" Unfortunately, there was no response. So he keeps going, and when he gets to the room, he sees a woman laying on the bed and nothing but blood, right? In the show, and from he was looking at, what he saw, like she'd been shot in the back of the head. So this was not on his bingo card for the night. Imagine you about to go home and take this last call. You like, you got to be serious. You got to be joking. So look, he just thought it was gonna be, something simple, like maybe an old lady fell and hurt her hip. I'm falling, I can't get up. Now this dude got to call homicide, right? So now at the same time, not too far, like a couple blocks away, Akeem Neverson, who is Patricia's son, we mentioned before, he had a basketball game that day. He had spoken with his mom earlier that afternoon and she told him that she would be at the game, but unfortunately she never showed up. Akeem didn't go straight home after the game. Instead, he went to his grandparents' house, which is Patricia's parents. He said when he walked in, he overheard his grandfather on the phone and he said, Andre, how could you do that? That's your sister. That's your sister. So King, he confused, like, man, what's going on? And the granddad gets off the phone and asks, like, hey, man, bro, had you talked to your mom? King was like, yeah, I talked to her a little bit earlier. She was supposed to be at the game, but unfortunately she didn't show up, Grandpa. Well, I mean, what's up? And Grandpa like, bro, I think you need to call her. So our king calls his mom, gets a busy signal. He tries again, same result. So he said, forget it. He had that bad feeling. So he just takes off and run a few blocks down the street because I guess they live, pretty close to each other. When he gets home, there's crime scene tape and police everywhere. And he is stopped and the officer stopped by an officer. I apologize. And after he identifies himself, they tell Akeem, unfortunately, your mama dead. Now that's horrible. You had the game of your life and come home and find out your mama dead.
Yeah, that's messed up. Like, yeah. Rest in peace.
Rest in heaven.
So now inside, when Patricia was found, like we said, she had a gunshot wound to the back of her head. She was laying across the bed with the phone cord wrapped around her hand. There were shell casings on the floor, and then when they rolled her body over, they found another gunshot wound in her stomach. Now, Denzel's Patricia's dad, he's not far behind Akeem, and he pulls up with his brother. So they say he was like really hesitant to talk, like he didn't want to speak, and they say his brother like literally slapped him upside the back of the head, like nigga talk. So Denzel then tells him that he got a call from Andre, who told him that he shot Patricia and that he thought she was dead. So they immediately order a background check on Andre Neverson. Okay, so we know what y'all thinking. Where is this going? Because y'all talking about some siblings and y'all cover cases involving couples, relationships. Yeah, we know. We got this. Give us a minute.
Okay, okay, okay.
Y'all already know, at Melanin Mysteries, we love a good plot twist, but there's nothing twisted about this next sponsor. So if you're tired of cookie cutter designs and boring basics, let me put you on to DT's Custom Creations, where creativity meets craftsmanship. Whether you need a unique gift, eye-catching event piece, or personalized accessories to make your brand pop, DT's got you. Every order is crafted with care, love, and just a sprinkle of Black girl magic. So stop scrolling and start shopping at dtscc.com. That's dtscc.com. DT's Custom Creation, because basic ain't never been your style.
Let it
So
cook,
as
let
the
it cook.
detectives, the police officers, and the first responders, they're starting to clear the scene. A woman and a man walk up to one of the detectives and stop them, and they like, hey, the lady's like, hey, look, my daughter, her name is Donna Davis. She was dating Andre. She's missing, and we think she may be with Andre right now.
Mm. Now police are like, oh shucks. Now they have a dead sister and potentially an accomplice or a kidnapped woman. So they gotta figure out what's going on.
So, Donna Davis was born in 1964. We really don't know much about her or her background. We know her parents were married. It was Clyde and Daisy Davis. They were also of Caribbean descent and had migrated to the U.S. for a better life. Donna was still living with her parents at the time of her disappearance in Flatbush, New York, and she was a nursing student at the Audrey Cohen College in Queens, New York. She was described as a very loving person. She loved music and she loves to dance. Now, Daisy, Donna's mother, tells detectives that Donna and Andre had recently broken up, but he wasn't getting the hit and they were really concerned. They had heard through the grapevine just that fast what happened to Patricia, and when Donna didn't come home, they got worried. Like, Donna was a stickler about her schedule. She never didn't come home on time, especially without calling. So detectives, they go to Donna's school to see if they could get any leads. They did find a witness who said they saw Donna get into a dark blue Dodge Caravan, but her body language like looked like she was uncomfortable. And that was around 6:20 p.m. on July 8th of 2002.
All right, so now they are trying to follow up on two cases in one. The search is on for Andre. When the king was interviewed, he said, look, if he did something to this magnitude, there's no way he didn't calculate it. If he's gonna kill someone, he's not gonna have a little hole in the wall story. It's gonna be something well thought out. It's gonna be financially secure so he can do it. That's a lot right there, right? So what does this all mean? He said, basically, he said, y'all niggas ain't smart enough to find him.
Yep,
Bam.
that's what he said. He's like,
Mhm.
y'all ain't gonna find a nigga. He's smarter than y'all. That's basically what he said.
Yes. So it was said that while Andre was in prison, he studied police psychology because he was determined never to see the inside of a jail. So again, he believed next time around, so obviously he was planning the next time career criminal, that he wouldn't get caught and that he would be able to stay one or a few steps ahead of the police, right? So at this time, there's an APB out on Andre and Donna. Since New York is so huge and there are so many access points, NYPD said we pulling out all the stops so he couldn't go far. So they reached out to the U.S. Marshals. They called in New York, New Jersey Task Force. You know what I'm saying? They called a Big Pun, Fat Joe, the Locks,
The Terror Squad.
Terror Squad. They get them all there. Yes, Murder Inc. All of them. They said they need help. They rounded all of Andre baby mamas, friends, associates, girlfriend, sneaky links, side chicks, mechanics, all of them, weed sellers, everything. And they set them all down and interviewed them one by one. This was no longer just a statewide case. They basically threaded them all and said, even though about, it's a situation where, you could be harboring somebody and assisting them, you know what I'm saying? And usually that's like a little flimsy state charge. They said, nah, 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 nah. They said, if we find out you're doing that, we're going to turn that bad boy to a Fed charge, right? They even made these people sign a statement that they acknowledge what was told to them. So they trying to get this boy because they knew Andre had this fake Jamaican passport. He could be anywhere on the damn planet.
So now the next day, one of Andre's friends, she made her way down to the station because she ain't want no smoke. I'm with you, boo. Her name was Nadine, and she said that Andre had reached out to her the same day and asked if she could come and meet him. So they met at Burger King, and Andre gets in her car and asked her for some money. So she gave him $30. And Andre told her he was going to go check into a hotel, but he wasn't going to check out. So to the detectives, that sounded like he planned to commit suicide. So they sent cars out to check as many hotels as they can. Maybe, just maybe, he isn't as smart as everyone says, and he will just go ahead and do the job himself, and they won't have to. Now, let me back up for just a second here. So, what is $30 going to do? Where was he going for $30? What was he?
Especially in New York, like,
That's what I'm saying.
you
Like, I get it was
you
O2,
can
but
get a
what was
piece
you
of
doing
it,
with
yeah.
$30? And I had, yeah, okay. So, yeah, no. Andre was nowhere to be found. And they're like, so that's square one. It's now 2 days after Patricia has been murdered. Donna's still missing. It's July 10th, and Daisy, Donna's mother, she calls in. She says, hey, there was a letter in my mailbox, and it's from Andre. And this man that pulled an Aaliyah, and he wrote a 3-page letter accusing Donna's parents of being the downfall to their relationship, okay? What can you say in 3 pages? Like, what I would like to know what he said, what like this whole letter said for 3 pages to be going off. But anyway, the most important part that was said was, quote, you will never see her again. And then on the envelope, they said it looked like there was blood on it. So this same day, police also find Andre's 2000 blue Dodge Caravan. It was abandoned by Carney's Park near Brooklyn, and inside was a bloody yellow shirt, bloodstains on the floor, a broken earring, and that belonged to Donna. So they're searching the park, trying to find Donna. They're praying they're going to find her, but they are at least expecting to find a body. Now, they said this park was 132 acres, and they searched every inch of it, and they did not find Donna or her body. So Daisy, her mom, she gets on the news and she's just pleading with the public for any word, any leads about her daughter.
The very next day, July 11, 2002, Donna body was unfortunately found by a man walking his dog about 3 miles northeast of Carnice Park. She had been shot in the back of the head, also execution style. When Clyde, her father, was notified of her death, he wanted to be the one to identify the body. Oh my God, I know that was horrible. That's I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine that, seriously. After the coroner did his report, they believed that Donna had been killed the same day as Patricia on July 8th. So she was at that park for, they're estimating, 3 days. Rest in heaven.
So now some weeks go by and they have not heard a peep from Andre. Like he laying real low. Smart man, maybe not. Because Marshals, they get a call from FedEx. Yes, FedEx. Like the shipping place. Yes, that FedEx. And they like, hey, y'all still looking for Andre Neverson? They like, hell yeah. So apparently what had happened was Andre had tried to ship a package to his son and he was probably rushing or whatever, so he mislabels the package, which caused FedEx to look inside. And inside there was a computer. So they hand this computer in the box over to the authorities, and when the authorities get inside the computer, they find a picture of Andre. So let me tell you how Andre looked. He was tall, maybe about 6'3", with light skin, like high yellow, light skin, bald head. He had
Like
a
you?
scar. I am not yellow, thank you. We're
Oh,
not gonna
I'm
start.
sorry, my bad.
I'm not high
My
yellow.
bad.
I am
I
caramel. Thank
apologize.
you.
Okay.
Anyway, like I was saying, he had a scar on his forehead. He was kind of cute, right? But on the computer, like I don't know what they pulled up, but it was a picture of Andre. You know, in this picture, this nigga had on this black dread wig, and he had like a real thick mustache. So they like, all right, Smooth, you trying to switch some shit up? We see you. So they think, everybody's looking for this light skinned bald man, but they're not looking for a man with dreads. So they go ahead and they post both these photos of Andre up to the media. And I know his ass was somewhere pissed, like, damn. But they
How
also,
they know I was acting like I was a fake Jamaican, huh? How did they know this?
I mean, well, he had to match what was on his passport, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, I
So
didn't even think about that.
yeah, because
So
they said
yeah,
he had a fake Jamaican passport. So I guess he was trying to
yeah.
look
So
like
it
he
was
was on his
okay. So okay,
passport.
that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, so like I said, they like Andre still steps ahead of them because they don't know the identity on this passport, so they can't flag it because they don't even know what name he's using, nothing. So time is flying by. And this nigga is like still in the wind. So for months, they've had 24-hour surveillance on all his baby mama's house, his parents' house, like anybody that could have been associated with him. They had people checking constantly. They said they was doing raids. They following up on tips. They running down on everybody and their cousin. They even said they was stumbling upon criminal activity that didn't have Andre's name even attached to it. Like they was like, yeah, we stumbled upon some man. He had 2 keys of coke. I mean, we wasn't even looking for him, but I mean, hey, we just arrested him anyway. I was like, nigga, folks
Amen.
was
That
just catching strays left and right. Like you got to be more careful.
got to be.
So after like 6 months and still nothing, they like, God damn, they get another call.
This
And
dude like Houdini.
really is. So this time it's from Andre's baby mama, girlfriend. Hell, I don't know what you want to call her, whatever. But her name is Lauren. And Lauren, she was a nurse. She's at work one day. She's going out to her car. Maybe she's on her lunch. I don't know, break, something. So anyway, she finds a plastic bag in her car and it's hanging from the car rearview mirror. And inside the bag was a two-way walkie-talkie with a note that said, "Keep me on." Sis was like, no, nope, you ain't catching me up. She politely goes back inside her job and had the hospital security called the police, and they got there expeditiously. They didn't find Andre. Nope. Mm-mm. Sorry, story don't stop there. So they got cars all over trying to see if they can find him. And then they also pulled the hospital surveillance tapes to see if they can spot him, get any possible indications on where he could be, what he looked like. Now, he was caught on camera inside the hospital in a waiting room, but if you had blinked, you probably would have missed him on the tape. Once again, he dodged their asses.
Man, I know they're like, man, this dude, jeez, man. So more months go by. They are still following up on leads, busting down doors, you know what I'm saying, kicking in door, waving the 4-4. But they keep coming up empty-handed. So they start to scale back on the surveillance just a bit. Bad move, dog. Y'all already couldn't catch, you know what I'm saying, Mr. Houdini. You know what I'm saying? Light skinned Jamaican. Because Andre had been watching them, watching him. Right? Remember, his nephew said the dude's smart, very smart. Because as soon as they loosened up, Andre popped up again. This time he pops up at Lauren's house. This man climbed through the window. Talk about here trying to see his daughter. He and Lauren get into arguing. She probably pissed. She doesn't need no problems at her house. First of all, I'll be scared. Let's be honest. Knowing you just shot 2 people in the back of the head, I ain't arguing with you, dog. Your
One of
daughter.
which is your sister. You don't give a fuck about shit.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. And here, come see your daughter. You want something to eat? You want something to eat? Yes. You know what I'm saying? Trust me. So she, you know what I'm saying? She pissed. She don't need the problems at the house. Move around with that stuff. So look, Lauren's brother was also at the house. So he hears arguing. He goes to check it out and make sure his sister's okay. He walks in on her Andre, and guess what? The damn tall, brown skinned, light skinned, bald headed with dread Jamaican had a gun. So you know what the brother do? Cause he about his shit. You know what I'm saying? He don't care. He gangster. You know what he did? He threw his hands up and like, "Look, dog, I don't want no beef. Imma mind my own business," and he walk off. They say he walked out of earshot and he called 911, and I ain't mad at him because I
I
would did the
ain't
same
either.
thing. I ain't
Mm-mm.
taking no stray, not today.
No, I'm
Mm-mm.
need to live to tell about the story the next day. So, here come
Yes.
the
See, that's
marshals.
life on rap right there. Hold on. That's okay. I ain't taking the straight today. Live to wait. What you just say?
Live to I don't know. We gonna keep moving. I ain't that's that is not my forte. Okay, so we're just gonna move along here. So here come the goddamn marshals a damn day late and a dollar short. Andre in the wind by the time they get there. So they go ahead, they lock down the area because Lauren said they missed him by maybe 5 minutes. So they like, he gotta still be around here. They still don't find this nigga. I don't know if he was hiding in the sewers. He was like a Ninja Turtle. I don't know, but they did not find that nigga yet again.
Man, that dude was like Pennywise.
Like, I
This dude, yes.
like
That's so crazy.
5 minutes. You went ghost in 5 minutes.
5 minute dude. That's why we were saying if this was now and he illegal, oh, they would have been ICE would have caught him. Wig and all. Snatch
Mhm.
right up. You know what I'm saying? Snatch right up. So look, I'm sure you can imagine everybody is on edge. I mean, remember, this dude literally killed his sister, right? Not his half sister, not his play cousin, not his play, but his actual sister, the girl that he was kicking with, and he just on the run with a wig on. That's dangerous, right? And it's been months and they cannot find this dude whatsoever. This dude is ghost. Months start to turn into years. You hear that? Years, man. So this dude is really out there evading the laws. Andre ain't reached out to anybody, nobody. So he went completely stealth mode. I ain't talking. By 2004, they go ahead and place him on the U.S. Marshals 15 most wanted list. That's what? How many cases we had with them being on the wanted list?
This is the third one, I believe.
3K? Okay. They even go ahead and broadcast him on the show America's Most Wanted more than once. They go over 100 leads pertaining to Andre. The U.S. Marshal and Interpol are flying all over the place. Jamaica, Trinidad, Cali, you know what I'm saying? Cleveland. Don't ask me why they did there, but they just want to make sure. And they still haven't been able to catch up with this dude, right? A light-skinned dude with a Jamaican wig on. They can't find him.
So by 2007, Irene, Andre and Patricia's mom, she did an interview and she said, quote, I don't just want him in jail. He deserves more than that, the death penalty. I want them to catch him before I die. Now, mind you, she was 72 at the time. She said, I just want to ask him how he could do that to his sister. Now, listen to this. That is his mother, the woman that birthed him.
Mm.
And she said, give his ass a damn death penalty.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, yes, he killed her baby
I mean,
girl.
I get it, but it's still like that's still, you know what I'm saying? Like that's you wouldn't expect a mother to say that. I'm just saying, like,
I
I
get
don't
it.
have a
I
way
get
either,
it.
I ain't got a dog in the fight, but I'm just saying, but that's just how passionate she was. Now, unfortunately, Irene passed away in 2009 and Andre was still on the run.
Man. But guess what? He slips up again and he reaches out to his dad, Denzel, with a letter. And the king believed that this had been going on for a while. But Andre slips a letter to his dad. It wasn't postmarked, so it had to have been dropped in the mailbox. In the letter, Andre is asking for help. He said that he'd been sleeping on the subway and train stations and that he was homeless, hungry, and needed some money, right? So this dude been on, I mean, if he ain't lying, uh,
I mean,
tall,
but
light skinned dude
it
with a
take money
Jamaican
to be
wig
on
on
the
the
run,
highway.
like because you can't do
Yeah.
that.
Man,
So
at first,
I'm sure he was homeless for a while.
it take money to be homeless. Don't it take money to do everything? So you can only imagine, yes. So Akeem believed that his granddad was still helping Andre because he already lost his daughter, and I guess he felt like he really didn't want to completely lose his son too. I ain't helping, dog. You killed your sister. You know what I'm saying? I'm snitching. You know me. I'm snitching. Give me some curry goat, and I'm snitching on Jamaican blood clot
Ooh,
boy.
some curry goat sounds so good right now.
Right. Nets, marshals, police are checking train stations, subways, all that. And they decide to keep an eye on Denzel because he is clearly the weakest link. And again, the trail goes ice cold. Life is still moving along. Akeem has gone off to college to play basketball, grows up, and these murders are still unsolved. Well, actually, they know who did it. They just didn't find like,
He
Andre.
hasn't closed
That's
yet, so it's still considered
right.
unsolved.
I got you, but I mean, we know who did it. All right, so Donna's dad said that he would literally be out on his own looking for Andre with a pistol on his hip. Now that's my type of dude. He said, I'm taking justice in my own hands. You know what I'm saying? He said he wanted to kill Andre himself. He and his wife would regularly visit their daughter's grave and tell her they would never ever give up. And I ain't mad.
Mm-mm.
All right. Donna's mother passed in February of 2018, unfortunately, rest in heaven. And she as well did not get to see her daughter's killer brought to justice. It's now 16 years later. 16 years
16
later,
years. You've been
remember,
on the run for 16
the
years.
murder happened in 2002. And this dude been on the run that long. I got a cousin who owed child support, man. They put the warrant in on Tuesday. He was gone on Sunday. This dude, 16 years. There's still a $25,000 reward for Andre, the tall, light-skinned Jamaican with the wig on, fake Jamaican, that had been unclaimed. So it's now September 2018, Labor Day weekend to be exact, and Andre finally got sloppy, right? You can't, I mean, it ain't gonna lay up for so long. You're gonna slip up. You know what I'm saying? Why could people get comfortable? He was pulled over and arrested in Connecticut, right? Connecticut is not for black folks. Let's just clarify that right now. This Connecticut is not for us. And they pulled him over for reckless driving. He was taken to jail, but was released an hour later before his fingerprints came back. So he like, cool, I'm in the clear. And this dude goes home and starts doing some work around the house. So he over there living like nothing even happened. He doing work around the house. He ain't even homeless. He has established a residence.
My
Mm.
thing is, you just you didn't try and leave? You didn't think they was going you when they took your fingerprints, what did you think was gonna happen? I was just like baffled by that. Like my
Man,
ass would have been in the
he was
wind.
probably in there clenching his Bucci cat. You
Or
know, I'm
maybe he was
nervous.
I mean, maybe he was just tired of running at that point. So
I
meanwhile,
mean, no. I think at the end of the day, no, you're right. Yeah, because they did the fingerprint. I think when they let him go, he probably was thinking that nothing came back on the fingerprints. That's
maybe I don't know, but I wouldn't take no chances. Me
yeah.
personally.
I would have moved that day.
No, I would when I left the police station, I just would have been gone. I'm not coming
Yes, I
back.
would
I
have
wouldn't
gone.
pick up
Yes,
the clothes. We're not passing go. We're not collecting $200. We just gonna keep going. That's it.
yes.
So at the police station, those prints finally come back, and I'm sure them cops is like, "Oh shit, we just let a wanted killer walk out the door." So they called NYPD like, "Hey y'all, yeah. So we had arrested Andre Neverson, but what had happened was we had let him go on accident, and then the prints had came back, and I mean, we yeah, that's how we knew it was him." And NYPD was like, "If y'all don't go get up off your asses and go track that man down, we is on the way right now."
Mm.
So Andre was hiding, like we said, 60 miles away from where he committed two murders. He had
See,
the
this dude was an hour away.
entire world to flee, and he went 60 miles. And this
Mm.
this is how you know that he was smart apparently, but you weren't smart enough because why he used a different name on his ID, but then use his real address? Why would you put re- why wouldn't you put a fake address so they couldn't come find you? So
Uh,
the U.S. Marshals pulled up on his ass while and they said he was out in the yard doing yard work.
mm.
So they go ahead and they
A
make an
killer out
arrest.
there raking leaves.
Right. They make an arrest on September 4th of 2018. And by now he's 54. Like we said, Andre always had him a woman in the cut. Okay. So when they found him, he was living with a woman. And they had a 16-year-old daughter.
Ooh, do the math. Hold on. Let's
Right.
do
Do the
the
math
math.
on
Let's do
this
the
one because
calculation.
if he
Hold
been on
on.
the run for 16
You take
years
the
and that
one, you
girl's
subtract it
16,
from the
yeah, some
two.
math ain't math. And he had that
It
chick on
ain't
the side
mathing.
while he was still in New York. That's, yeah.
It ain't mathing.
Nope, ain't mathing. So, and when they arrested his ass, remember I said he was fat before? When they arrested him, he looked old and raggedy. Like,
Man, he's stressing. That dude was on a run for 16 years. He ain't at Planet Fitness doing no pull-ups and dips, trying to keep his
no,
body up. Y'all, this dude
he
is
looked a hot
stressing.
ass mess.
Yes, he probably eating the worst of the worst, like
He had
ramen
the
noodles.
George Jefferson, like where the hair was, it was, his roof was missing,
Oh,
and
man,
he had,
he had a sunroof in this natural,
yeah,
huh?
it was horrible. I was like, God damn, he looked bad. But I'm just happy to get you to stay bald, sir. That, yeah.
Yeah, after a while, man, you gotta let
Just
I
just
think
cut
you
it all
better
off.
let it go. Anyway, so of course, Andre extradited back to New York and arranged and had to sit down because he obviously was not getting any type of bail. They
Mm-mm,
like, nah, brother,
mm-mm.
you ain't doing that to us again. They probably was on this had his ass on a 24-hour surveillance. They was not about to let this tall fake Jamaican dude go. So King was notified that his uncle had finally been caught, and he was more than relieved. Right when Donna's father Clyde was notified, he said the NYPD gave him the best gift for his 90th birthday party, right? And he quoted, and again, this is what he quoted, so I'm gonna read it like he said. I want y'all thinking I'm slow.
They
He
already
took
think
my
you slow.
daughter exactly, but I don't wanna give him any other reason, you know what I'm saying? Jeez. He said, as I quote, "He take my daughter, I say no money, no silver, no gold can replace that. Whenever I go to her grave, I say, Donna, there is right here, man." Unquote. Andre didn't go to trial until the end of 2021. He was found guilty on December 20th, 2021 on 2 counts of second-degree murder and second-degree criminal possession of a weapon. On January 31st, 2022, he was sentenced to 50 years to life. He will be eligible for parole in May 2065. And guess what? That dude will be 101 years old. That's
Mm.
old. Yeah. He
Yeah.
did file an appeal back in 2022, but there have been no updates on that case as of yet. He is serving his sentence in Windy Correctional Facility in Alton, New York. And just for just for reference, not further, but just for reference, his nephew Akeem, he works as a CO. So I'm not sure which prison, but I think that's hilarious. You know what I'm saying? Because if I worked in a prison, but I don't think they would allow that though.
No, probably not,
Yeah.
especially if they have the same last name, so probably
Yeah,
not.
you got to say, yeah, they wouldn't let him because if I was in that bed, boy, you know what I'm saying, trust and believe, you know what I'm saying, I'm giving people extra little Debbie's to take his Bucci cat, just throwing it out there. So, yep. So, yeah, there we go. We are done with the story about Andre, fake Jamaican with a wig on Neverson.
Like,
And
I really would like to know the reason. Like, why? Just like, I mean,
why he had the fake wig on? Because he had to do it for the oh.
no,
Oh my
why he
God.
would kill his sister and his like, what did they do to you? Like, for what like, there was
He
really,
said they
like,
said
no
they quit temper.
okay, but there's still no like there's no justification. So you pissed off and you kill your sister, the one who was like literally had your back. Like that loyalty ain't shit because she had your back. She corralling your hoe. She got you risking her freedom to get you back in the country, and you kill her because you can't have what you was. You can't have a deed in your name, nigga. You illegal. You a felon. Like you on the run.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he was on the run from the beginning.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't know. I mean, I don't be understanding some of these murders just in general, but like that one, like, come on, dog. Like, yeah, that don't make no sense. So, all right. Anything else?
I just have a problem with the whole situation because I mean there was just no like you did like there like I could like wasn't nobody cheating on you, what no like it was just nothing. Nothing.
I mean, some people got issues. I ain't being funny. Some people just got issues. We would never understand. We would never know. Yeah, we never know. So, well, rest in heaven. Yeah, definitely rest in heaven, man.
And it said
Two,
that nobody that all of them passed except for Donna's dad, like and they didn't even get to see well, we don't know if Andre's dad was still around, but because I couldn't find that information anywhere, but it's just sad that they didn't get to see
justice.
justice. Yeah.
Yeah.
It hurt because Donna's
Hopefully,
dad was
yeah.
90.
Hopefully, in heaven, God opened up a cloud and showed them for a quick second just to let them know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, all right. Well, that's the end of our episode. We now go to our favorite segment called
Love, Lies, and Alibis.
"Hey." Now, you wait. Did you come up with this?
No, I did not. You came up with this one.
I came up with this one?
Oh, no, ChatGPT came up with this one. Remember, it was for we were
Oh,
gonna
okay,
use
yeah,
it on
yeah,
the
yeah, I'm about to
panel, but,
say, yeah. I'm like,
ChatGPT gave it to us. So,
alright, so go ahead,
okay,
read
so
the
the
question.
question of the week was, if your significant other were to gain 100 pounds and refuse to change their lifestyle, would you stay or go?
Alright, me?
Mhm.
Would I stay or go? It depends on what they mean with that. Like a couple people said, like if it's a medical issue or whatever, um, then no. You know what I'm saying? But if they just out here gaining weight, I don't know. I mean, if you love somebody, you gotta accept it. I don't see just up and leaving, especially if you marry a marriage just because a person, you know what I'm saying, choose not to lose weight. I mean, it's frustrating, but I don't think that's justification for leaving. You know what I'm saying? So I would say no. What about you?
Okay, so it depends on how big they were before. Like, okay, so what were they before? Were they like 180? Are they in their 280 now? Like, are they, are they still working out and they just gained 100 pounds and it's like muscle? I mean, what I don't know. Like, I can't necessarily say I would
No, because
leave.
you said they ain't changing their lifestyle, so we're not talking about gaining muscle weight. That's different. We talk about just getting out here getting large Marge.
Okay, so and this is just again my personal I can't stand a man with man boobs. Oh my god, like that. It's something about that. He would have to do something because yeah, I can't take your titties rubbing against mine. Like I told you that um the last one we was like we had went to
Yeah,
Mexico.
your little one, man, his titty was bigger than yours.
Man, we had went to Mexico and he had gained all this weight and I'm usually not petty like this or whatever, but like he had a tendency like I don't know, like I don't know if his self-esteem was low, but he would always have a tendency to like try and tear me down if I wore something. Why are you wearing that? You could do this. And I remember I was sitting there and we got on this moped or whatever. And I think I had said something about his man boobs because he didn't have them at first. And we got on the back of this moped, so I took him and I squeezed him. And I was like, honk honk, and oh my god, he was so mad. But I felt just
Did chocolate milk come out?
nah. I
Oh,
felt justified in that. It did make me feel better.
you said
Um,
honk honk.
I may not leave you, but I might talk about you for a little bit because shit, you want me to stay all in shape and be cute and shit, and I gotta be, I
I know,
cause
man, we gotta get out that thing. We do. We be expecting our women to be looking like, I just say for the sake of it, like a Beyonce. And we be so they built like freaking we be to looking like Trick Daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, come
no,
on,
for
bro.
real. Like you got a pot belly, you got titties, and I'm like, I'm over here prancing around in my bikini. I'm still cute. Yeah, so I can't necessarily say that I would leave. But now if you said that you weren't gonna change, eventually that's gonna take a toll on our relationship because people have to understand. I think people have to understand like it's really a health situation. If you're not healthy, I don't, and I know it's in sickness and in health, but I want to enjoy because we're all getting older. I would like to enjoy that time. And
Yeah,
I don't want it to be like, you're constantly sick because of something that you refuse to change.
yeah, I agree.
So,
I agree. So let's go to the comments of our listeners. So Danita said, "My man, my man, my man. I'ma stick beside him." Okay. Also,
D'Artagnan said,
she said she got if she got titties, he got titties. They both wearing bras together.
mm D'Artagnan said, I'm saying my husband and I were both overweight. I changed my lifestyle and then he got on board and did the same. So we lost weight together. We not skinny, but we are healthier. And that was the goal. See, I like that. I can rock with that.
Okay, okay. Lulu said, if he's a good man, Savannah, I respect that. Good man, Savannah. Latoya Gary said, I stay and get a life insurance policy because he's already heavy. So if he gains 100 pounds, he out of here. Just kidding. Don't lie, Latoya. You know you meant every bit of that.
So Miss Shawn says, I'm leaving. That type of weight gain without medical reasoning is dangerous and unhealthy. If my partner doesn't want to change, they don't care about potential health issues taking them from me. I'm not staying around to watch someone die or have a lower quality of life by choice. Again, this is a partner that refuses to change, a partner that wants to be better. We can work out in the gym and in the bed, whatever works. I respect that.
Ooh. First of all, you can't let people kill me with that, man. You don't lose that much. Like, I look. I'll be in the gym. Know what I'm saying? Like, nobody ain't humping that much where they losing weight. Let's just clarify that now. You know what I'm saying? Get your ass on the stairs or the treadmill. Don't think that's gonna make you lose weight because it don't. Just want to throw that out there. Um, Tayana said it depends on what caused the weight gain, medical issues that we can get treatment for, etc. I'm here. You just blew up like a damn balloon and won't do anything about it. Absolutely not. I have a small frame. You're not about to crush me. Go ahead, Tayana.
That
I get
part, you was not about to smother me. We are not about to be the nutty
it.
professor. And remember that all I could think about when she said that was that scene where he was kissing her and she just goes all into
Oh
Jada
yeah,
just
in the
goes all into
sand,
the
in the
bed. Yeah,
sand.
you're not about to
Yeah.
suffocate and kill me.
All right,
So
read one more.
Nicole says I'd probably stay. It'll be hypocritical for me to leave, I think. Plus, we have a home gym, so there really ain't an excuse to not get it off. But 100 pounds is a lot. Golly.
Yeah, man. I don't like home gyms, man. Like me, I gotta be. I gotta be in the gym 2 days, man. You know, I had a whole situation here, so I ain't been to the gym, but I gotta go. Um, I'm going tomorrow. I don't do home gyms. Like when the COVID hit, remember I had that whole gym in my garage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, full gym. I mean, literally, I had everything you could think of. The minute they opened up the gyms, it was dust on that stuff. 'Cause I didn't go back. So
Well, you know
home
me,
gyms.
I'm over here just surviving off
I
genetics.
know. I don't know how you do it. You don't person you eat. Yes, y'all be like, how? How Sway?
I got
How?
good genes. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm over here surviving off good genetics.
Amen. Everybody would say it that. So there we go. That's our love, lies, and alibis, you guys. As I always say, we drop the questions on Tuesday. Leave a comment, and we would definitely read your comments. And if you got any suggestions for love, lies, and alibis questions, you can always send them to us per the DM on Love, Lies, and Alibis, which is the Facebook group that we will recommend you follow. Cause look, we family on there, man. We be having fun.
Yes, we do. I'm saying we love our group. Like we really, really do.
Speaking of loving our group, man, you
Yeah,
gotta
we
have
got some housekeeping things that we have to
we got some
address.
housekeeping things. You know what I'm saying?
Um,
First of all, let me say first of all, y'all gonna stop talking about me. All right, you better put some respect on my name. I'm joking. I've
ain't
just done
nobody came
this.
to see you, Otis. Don't nobody care about
Exactly.
this shit. They gonna clown
I
you, and I'm
know.
gonna be there laughing in the comments like I do every other
Exactly.
day.
I know. I know. No, go ahead. What's that? We do got some housekeeping though. Go ahead. My bad.
Okay, so let's
So
see. We do want to apologize in advance. Okay, so first things first, we want to apologize because unfortunately, and since you just did that, we were uninvited to the infamous
oh
one.
hell no. Cut.
Nope.
Cut.
I'm editing this episode.
Give me my money back.
You threw me out.
Give
You
me
threw
my
me out there.
food back. I
Nope.
want my food back. Give me my food back. Anyway, go ahead. Go ahead. I mean, hey, look, go ahead, girl. You know, you look,
So it is
you 10
all Willie's
toes
fault because
down.
he
I'm
fell
with you.
asleep. But anyway, yes. Like I said, and this was nothing that really is honestly any fault of our own. And I'm not gonna say too much because Willie told me not to be messy. There's no hard feelings on our end or anything, but we already bought plane tickets. We got things booked, so we still pulling up in ATL. That's my treat to myself after grad season. After I done worked to myself to absolute death. So we still pulling up. Willie said he buying drinks, so we can still do something. I told Renee we gonna pull up on her.
Bottom shelf drinks. Well drinks. All right. Just
Yeah,
throwing that out
and
there.
yeah, we gonna pull up with Renee, so you'll still get your dose of Melanin Mysteries and Melanin Mayhem. And I think Arthur said he may pull up now too. I don't know. We'll post the details in
Oh,
the
that'd be
BCCC
love
group.
right
I
there.
don't know.
Yes.
Um,
So with that being said, she said all that to say, unfortunately, we will not be
yes, and
at.
we want to apologize because that was honestly not our plan.
Yeah, we would not be. Did you say it?
We feel business comes before everything, and when it comes to people spending their hard earned money, I do not play about that. And again, like I said, this was not a decision that we made. We're not gonna go into details on here. And that's just that.
Watch
But we
it.
still would love to
Watch
see
it.
anybody. What?
Nothing. Go ahead. Do
Oh,
you?
we still would love to see everybody, like I said, and we still have our event on July the 12th. We'll be here in Cleveland. What I say, July 12th. It's in Bedford at the Cleveland Metro Parks at the Lost Meadows location. It is a free event. It is family friendly. So bring your kids, bring whomever. We're gonna have a really good time because we just really want to say thank you for, giving us your ear every week for the last year.
Exactly. I'm gonna be
Busting
barbecuing, so
bad.
if you come up and give me a hug, no, I'm gonna be smell like charcoal. Know what I'm saying? Just throwing that out there. But we about to have
Don't
some fun.
nobody want
I'm
to
looking
hug
forward to it.
you. And
I
like I
just
said,
said,
if we know a few, because we know a few people are coming in from out of town, and we do have a few special guests. We do want you to let us know if you're coming in from out of town because we want to have like a gift bag for you because we do appreciate y'all making that
yes.
hike to see us.
Yeah, and let us know what day because we're gonna do like a little a meet and greet that Friday beforehand at the little spot we'll be going to.
Yeah, so say we just want to have some fun for the weekend, turn up, and all that. So that's that. And then another thing that we need to address because I've been getting yesterday my head was hurting. DMs, I've gotten several DMs, I've gotten several messages concerning Khadijah. Um Now,
Sister Keo
yes, also covered the case.
covered the case.
Um and all I'm gonna say is if you haven't listened to episode 9, that's the case. And I said, and there were a lot of things that we actually didn't discuss. Because again, like when we picked up Khadijah's case, like we were like really new. There was a lot we didn't know. And again, I don't have anything bad to say. All I'm gonna say is like what we were trying to say about Khadijah is everything that you see in the headlines is not necessarily true. And I can't remember if we don't expect everybody to agree with us either. Like I respect anybody's opinion. That's you're entitled to your opinion, just like we're entitled to ours. There are absolutely no hard feelings. I don't want anybody to twist my words. However, all we're trying to say is that we we are privy to a lot more information that was what was in the media. Like I said, to the extent that she was a domestic violence victim. Now, I will say this, and I stand on this 10 toes down. There was absolutely no reason she should have picked up a gun. Absolutely no reason at all.
None.
Because when you pick up a gun, bad things happen. I'm a
Yeah.
firm believer in that. Yes, the gun
Even
was
even though it's no let's clarify
yes,
though,
even there was
even
there
though
was
it's
no
no
clipping the
clip
gun,
in
and
it,
her
there was no
intention
clip of the gun.
was
Yes.
not to harm him. Had she not picked up the gun, nothing would have happened. And I stand on that. And we've told her that, as well. We don't, like I said, at the end of the day, that man lost his life. Those kids lost their father and they lost their mother. So we are never going to sit there and say it's okay. We're not going to say that. But what we are saying is that it was a horrible accident. It was not intentional. And like I said, there were a lot of factors that people don't know. Yes, she was a domestic violence victim. She was she was battling postpartum depression. And yes, all of this is documented. There was documented of the domestic violence. All this is documented. And again, I don't even know if we mentioned this on the episode, but I believe like couple of days before because Jeremy hadn't come home for like 2 days. It was a
Mhm.
man who confronted Khadijah because Jeremy was cheating with his wife. So there were
Came to
a
the
lot of
house.
there's a lot of information that was not in the media. And all we're saying is, we went beyond the headlines and we went beyond everything. And
I
her
mean, yeah,
mom,
so I'll
her
say this.
mom is a
So
hurt woman that's trying to advocate for her child.
yeah, and that's my biggest thing. So again, shout out to Sisters Who Kill. I'm not tripping on them. It's just I don't like what I was frustrated with. And you know me, I talk about everybody. Like you know me. Like I'm about to tell y'all some stuff that not I might go live about what just happened to me. And I didn't even tell you.
Keep
It's
going. We don't want to hear enough
anyway,
from you
okay,
right
okay, my
now.
bad, my bad, my bad. I was just trying to sound very I don't care about stuff, but what bothered me the most is the fact that they're actually talk about this girl's mom. This girl's mom had nothing to do with the case. She is just a mother who lost not only her daughter, but lost her ability to see her grandkids. And she do these lives and everything. And a lot of times on these lives, it doesn't paint her in a perfect light because she's grieving. You know what I'm saying? And people just make
And to
fun of her.
address something else that everybody else always say that she was instigating. Okay. Again, this is just being realistic. Imagine you working a 14-hour shift and your daughter done called you crying because her husband ain't came home. She just had a baby. You're aggravated because I know me when I'm working off of little to no sleep and I've been working like I'm aggravated about everything. It's grass season. Everybody know don't even talk to me during grass season because I got an attitude about something. I'm freaking tired. I'm aggravated, I'm busy, and I'm trying to get my work done. I don't want no outside distraction. So that was, and when she said he came in from being MIA for 2 hours, she's in defense of her daughter. She's popping off. So, yeah, she could have been quiet, but again, nobody was anticipating that this all would have happened. And that's all we're saying. Like I said, yeah, that's all we're saying. And I'm just gonna leave the situation at that. Like I said, everybody's always entitled to their opinion. I respect your opinion. And that's that. It is what it is. Like I said, that's really all I have to say about that. I'm not yeah, I say I respect everybody's opinion. We just all we're asking y'all to do is like say look beyond the headlines. I say because honestly, when we covered the case, we thought the same thing. Like it was just some BS and this, that, and the third. And it wasn't until we went a little bit deeper that we found out more information. And that's why we ride so hard for her. That's it.
Yeah.
I said so, and again, we're always gonna ride for her. We're always gonna advocate for her. If you would like to donate to her GoFundMe, because we still feel like I said that we still don't believe that she should have gotten second degree murder, just because I said there was no clip in the gun, there was no intention. Yes, she should still do time because there's no justification for her picking up the gun. Like I said, there's
Yeah.
no arguments for that. Like there's absolutely no justification. It doesn't matter if the gun was loaded, not loaded. It should have never been picked up in the first place. Period.
Amen.
So
Amen.
moving on. Make sure you're following us on all social media platforms. We love to connect with y'all. We're on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Melanin Mysteries Podcast. You can join the Facebook discussion group, Love Lies and Alibis. Like I said, we have fun over there. We do giveaways over there. We do lives over there. Like, we just love to connect with y'all on just a informal level.
Yes. Good stuff. Good stuff.
And yeah, if you
And the
haven't listened to the Love
panel,
Lies
yes,
and
the
Alibis,
panel.
the panel we did last week, it was really good, and we plan to expand on that more in the future. And like I said, we had a really good time, and we will hope that maybe next time around we'll have some other people join us. Oh shoot, we have to announce who won because I forgot to do it last week. We had
Who
a
did win? I don't even know.
contest for a guest spot.
Yes, who won?
Huh?
I don't even know who won.
Danita won. I put her name in a
Danita.
random name generator, and her name came out. So Danita is going to host an episode with us. I'm gonna reach out to you, girl, so you can come and clown with us. And
yeah, she in Cleveland too, ain't she?
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. She is. So yes, we are. I'm saying we're gonna do. We just be over there doing whatever. I don't know, whatever the spirit takes us.
That's gonna be fun. Yeah, Danita, make sure
That's where we be at. So. We don't take stuff real serious around nowhere.
No, ma'am.
Yeah, we don't take stuff serious around here. So I think and if you're enjoying us, we would appreciate a 5-star review. We appreciate y'all because y'all have been leaving reviews, and like I said, that helps us grow more and more, and it helps us to reach more people. And we definitely want to say that we appreciate y'all. And I really think that's all I have. I think that's all I got.
No, that's all I got. All right, then go ahead, take us out.
All right, so I remember this week. Make sure that love should not come with a life sentence. So make sure you choose freedom and not felonies.
All right, we out.